Long ago, we were wanderers. We moved with the seasons, our lives tied to the rhythm of the hunt. We followed the great herds of mammoth and bison across vast open lands. Our homes were not fixed. They were shelters of skin and shelters of bone, easily taken down, easily built again. We lived in small, tight-knit family groups. The world was a wild and uncertain place, the wind a constant companion, the dust settling on everything. Then, a quiet revolution began. It was not loud, it was not sudden. It was a slow, dawning understanding. Someone, somewhere, noticed that seeds dropped in the earth would sprout. With care, with water, a few grains could become a field. This simple observation changed the course of human history. We began to put down roots for our crops and for ourselves. The first permanent homes were humble, round huts of mud, reed roofs and walls. Huts clustered for safety and warmth, often near a river. The fire was the heart, the center of family, where tools were sharpened, food cooked, and stories told. The real magic was not just in growing food, but in growing more than was needed. This was the birth of surplus. A family could harvest enough wheat or barley to feed themselves through the winter, with some left over. Stored wealth became a buffer against famine, a promise of security, the pots filled with the future. Excess grain allowed a profound shift in how we lived. Not everyone had to be a farmer. Stronger pots took shape. Another perfected the art of weaving softer cloth. Someone learned to shape metal, a wondrous new material. This was the dawn of specialization. Society divided its labor. The farmer traded grain for a pot. The potter traded a pot for a metal knife. A place to gather and trade, the first market. The air filled with clang and chatter and the laughter of children. Life became more organized, more complex. At Çatalhöyük, houses packed tight were entered from the roof. Walls bore murals of hunts and goddesses. Obsidian tools spoke of commerce over hundreds of miles. These are echoes of our first system, where surplus became time, skill, and culture. As villages swelled into towns, they became tempting targets. Stored grain, crafted goods, accumulated wealth, all needed protection. And so, we built walls, not fences, but massive works of stone and mud brick. Great rings of defense separated the world inside from the world outside. Jericho stood encircled by a formidable wall and tower, a statement, "This is our home. We are here to stay." Inside, life grew more structured. Paths settled into streets. Open spaces became markets where wealth flowed in and crafts flowed out. Pottery, textiles, metalwork, jewelry. A sensory explosion. The smell of spices and bread. The call of merchants, rough cloth, smooth stone. The market was engine and social center. With so many so close, customs were not enough. Leaders emerged to create order. In Mesopotamia, writing recorded grain, laws, and hymns, memory made permanent. Skylines rose, temples and ziggurats, palaces and halls, symbols of power, identity, and shared purpose within the circle of walls. But the city was not a paradise. With growth came problems we still struggle with today. Vibrancy also meant danger. Waste piled up. Water ran foul. Close quarters let disease spread like fire. Skeletons tell of malnutrition and infection, a grim testament. Opportunity and risk walked the same streets. Strangers brought new tensions. Crime found crowds. Wealth and poverty stood in painful contrast. Noise, smells, the constant press, learning to be alone among thousands. For every problem, the city inspired a solution. Covered drainage in the Indus Valley, over 4,000 years ago. Later, aqueducts carried fresh water for miles. The Cloaca Maxima bore waste away. Laws, law enforcement, and public institutions took root, expressions of civic pride and shared future. Hospitals cared for the sick. Granaries fed the hungry in lean times. The city became a laboratory. Problems concentrated, solutions accelerated. A constant dialogue between challenge and response to be more livable, more just, more resilient. The pace of change quickened. New materials remade the city. Strong, cheap steel and the elevator unleashed a new ambition to build up. From stone and brick to steel skeletons draped in glass, the skyscraper was born. New York, Chicago, a vertical landscape racing toward the clouds. Millions live and work where thousands once did. From mud hut to steel tower, our relentless ingenuity. Some streets are layered with centuries. Every stone tells a story. Others are brand new, gleaming with technology, rising from desert and sea. Cities are centers of economy, culture, innovation, our greatest art and finest universities, our most diverse communities. They still echo first city challenges: crowding, inequality, environmental strain. New finds, beads, roots, satellite traces rewrite what we know, revealing forgotten cities under sand and jungle. The programmer in a tower and the potter in a hut are linked. Our struggles with traffic and sanitation began long ago. The city is the story of us, of hope, of inventors, problem solvers, and dreamers.